Hi everyone, my name is Trina Belamide. I am a songwriter and record producer, and I've been in the business for almost 30 years. If you'd like to get to know me a little better, you can visit my website. This channel is all about me sharing with you my network of songwriters and artists. If you've never heard of Ben&Ben, I can't say I blame you because they have not been in the business very long, which is kind of hard to believe when you see their Spotify numbers. They've got millions of followers, they've got millions of views, millions of streams. It's hard to believe they started only a little over 2 years ago. They are phenomenally successful at having grown their audience organically as an independent group, and Sony took notice of them and signed them, bringing their music from small local venues to the international stage. I actually met the Guico twins years ago when they attended a songwriting camp where I was one of the mentors, and now, fast forward to a few years later, they are now my fellow mentors at another songwriting camp, so I grabbed this opportunity to interview them. Guys, we are here with Ben&Ben's Paolo and Miguel Guico. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Yes. Are you sure?
Eye bugs.
Ako meron. I know that your band is very much a part of your artistry.
Yeah.
So, gusto kong ma-mention natin isa-isa kung sino yung mga members.
Okay, kami ni Paolo. We are the vocalists, acoustic guitar, and primary songwriters. And our bandmates are si Poch Barreto, who's on lead guitar, Kiefer Kabugao, who's on violin, Tony Munoz and Andrew Lepano, who are both on percussion and backing vocals, Agnes Rioma on bass, Patricia Lasatin on keyboards, John Villanueva on drums. So yeah, we're a lot.
You're a big band. Who decided on having that set up, and what made you decide to pull in these people?
Music decided.
Yes.
Hindi, it's really that kasi we needed the help of our friends, so tinawag namin yung iba sa kanila. Before we knew it, the problem was, okay, how are we gonna play it live?
Kasi yes. Because you recorded it first.
Yeah.
And then it worked. That was the setup.
Tapos, we really had to compensate all of them. So, inubos namin yung savings namin para dun sa gabing yun. Because of that, we really thought that it was really just one night. Kasi nga, parang we couldn't be able to sustain that. But after that, they decided to stick around for good. Even through the thick and thin, dun sa thin times talaga.
Wow.
So parang, because of that, talagang masasabi na what really remained and what really tied us together was the fellowship and the music.
Very first few shows, we do a show na our audience was literally mas konti pa sila kaysa
sa inyo.
Kasi 9 Bs, diba? So like an audience of like 5 to 7
Talaga, it started that
way. Talaga. Kasi
what year was this when you were doing
this was 2017.
It's hard to imagine that 2 years ago,
as in,
konti pa lang yung nanonood.
Kapag sobrang konti na manonood, we'd earn literally like 500 a night.
Oh my gosh.
And we'd split it equally. Because that's how it's been ever since, up until today. So
that's what you mean about the band being there through the thick and thin and everything talaga.
Yep.
So even in your songwriting, are they an active part of the songwriting process?
Songwriting, not so much. More of the arranging part.
The arranging part.
Most of the songs, kaming dalawa, together. So we pass it around within each other.
Right.
And once we feel na parang okay na yung song, we let the others hear it. Tapos, we set a session together na parang ginajam namin siya. Pero of course, like, there's a certain direction din na nakaset yung song towards. So, parang meron kaming na-imagine na rhythm. It's very basic stuff. The very little details, sila na yung nag-fill in. They put their own musicality into it.
Yeah.
So like someone adds this part here, someone adds this solo here, someone adds this instrumentation in between itong space kapag walang lyrics, mga ganong stuff.
Sa pagsusulat pa lang, somehow we already have a direction in mind.
Right.
We let the magic happen din. That's what usually happens is, meron diyang mag-step up. Oftentimes si Poch yun or si Tony, parang lumalabas yung arreglo skills nila, arreglo masters. Galing, they really bring the song to life.
It moves the song forward.
Mismo. An example of one of our songs na ginawa namin yun for the very first time would be Maybe Tonight. So, if you listen to the song, even in the verses, there are these little instrumentations na nakasingit siya sa parang tapos may biglang may piano na ding 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 ding, yung mga ganong stuff.
Small touches. How about for like Kathang Isip?
The amazing thing about that song was the first time it was fully arranged was also the first and last time it was fully recorded. So what you hear on the record, yan na mismo yung first jam.
Ah, talaga?
Yes. Tapos one take.
Wow.
Pero yung
Pagtingin pala. Pagtingin is also, parang it's close to that. Yung pinaka-recent namin release, Pagtingin. Overthinking about arrangement, or even songwriting actually, it's like figuratively strangling it, na you don't allow it to breathe. Songs have a life of their own, and if they have a life of their own, you have to allow them to breathe. And arrangement is like that too. If you overthink, and which is basically like constricting it might satisfy you parang technical wise.
Right.
But if you look at it from a bird's eye view or from a third person perspective,
it might lack heart, no?
Oh, you observe that and then you ask other people to listen to it and then they're like, parang I don't feel. Hindi, in fact, hindi nila na-feel.
Usually yung mga pinagtatanungan namin, very blunt sila. Parang if they don't feel anything. Parang,
right.
Yeah, I didn't feel it.
I'm not feeling this.
I'm not feeling it.
Have you had to tweak certain songs based on the feedback of your sister or your friends? Have you had to like?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
A lot naman. Kasi parang,
okay.
it's less of the message or the idea or the vision of the song, but rather how we express it. Because most of the time naman, there are a lot of stories that are shared by a lot of people.
They're universal.
They're universal. But usually, parang what needs to bring it out is really how you tell it. That's why we...
Like you already have the message, it's there, it's universal, it's the how you get there.
Yung common question namin to each other would be, okay, what are we really trying to say here? And are we saying it powerfully enough or clear enough? Kung hindi pa, very honest kami na, okay, hindi pa. So we need to work on it more.
You are in a place where so many artists and songwriters want to be. You are producing your own stuff and people are lapping it up. Di ba? Parang you don't even have to do covers, I guess, now because you're in a good place. How can songwriters or singer-songwriters get to where you are?
A good starting point talaga is to start by telling your story. The universal concepts of heartbreak, falling in love, or going through personal struggles, hustling through life. The secret to making a song universal is to make it as personal as possible.
Yes.
Because when a song is personal, then it becomes universal. Because it becomes personal to everyone who listens to it.
Yun yung parang secret when you're writing, but parang we think that above all else, bago ka maging isang songwriter or artist, ikaw ay isang human being first. And dun mo pagkukunan lahat ng inspiration mo. As artists, we think that we should be like sponges, not just in art, but in life in general. In order for you to write something very personal, the way you absorb things to make it personal to you should also be developed. Which means, you live life like a sponge. As in, pag nasaktan ka, okay lang na masaktan ka talaga.
Daanan mo.
Kung masaya ka talaga.
Yeah.
Kung may struggle ka to achieve something, talagang you feel the struggle. Kasi if you allow yourself to let it flow through you and you absorb it fully, when you let it out, you learn to let it out through song. As a songwriter or as an artist. So, be like a sponge. Be like a SpongeBob.
Be like a SpongeBob. Thank you, Ben&Ben.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to their channel too.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay!